Well, hello and good morning to a very sunny England today. My name is Kieron Seamons. This is my inky world, and we're going to get into some inky drawings today. Now, this is the first sun we've seen in like a million years. Is what it feels like for sure. So today we are going to get into something. We're going to get into a nice kind of situation drawing, and the situation drawing being that the situation at the moment is that I am doing a charity walk, and the charity walk is going very well. But I thought I would do maybe a man walking his dog or something, some kind of gnarly old man or something like that, just to kind of highlight and talk a little bit more about what is happening and what is going on at the moment in my life. So, if you would like to see a nice inky drawing and some crazy stuff going on, let's do it. Right, so I'm going to get into a nice inky drawing of possibly a man walking a dog, just because at the moment I am doing a charity walk for the Marie Curie. It's the end of life, for those who don't know, for all those elderly people that are going through the stages of the end of life, and I thought it would be a lovely challenge. There's a lot more to it, obviously. I have had friends whose family are going through this stage of life, and it is a very difficult time. And although they are not my parents, I have seen the struggles, and it has really made me think a lot. So when my friend John talked to me about possibly doing the charity walk for the end of life with Marie Curie, they deal with lots of difficulties at that point, dementia and other such. I thought it was perfect timing. My friend's been going through a lot of very difficult times at the moment, and it just seemed to be the right thing to do. And so I took this opportunity with both hands, really. I walk my dog every day anyway. Mostly with John. John is a man that I met in the park when I first got my dog, and has become a good friend over the years. And obviously he's retired and I'm an artist, and which sometimes seems like the same. Everybody else seems to have a life. Everybody else seems to have something they need to do and a place they need to go, and I never seem to. And it seemed like probably a perfect kind of environment and a perfect situation to do something. And how could I turn it down, really, with all the things that have been going on? And so far we have walked about 80 kilometers, which I guess must be about 50 miles. Um, and we have put you might have seen the videos. I have decided to video it, to kind of document the whole thing, as I do with my kind of drawings and such. I do kind of like to document it in some way. And it does mean a lot in it that this is documented, because I mean, this is a very important stage in my life, and I really wanted it to have some kind of memory to it. You know, it's very difficult when you have a friend who is going through lots of difficulties with family and end of life, and it's their business, you know. It's like, it's their hard time, it's their loss, it's their struggle, and you're not really part of it. So although if you know the people, if you know the elderly person in question, it still doesn't really have anything to do with you, you know. And that's quite, I don't know, it can be quite upsetting, you know, that you know the person that is going through all this trauma and such, but you know, you're kind of like on the outside of it all. And I did kind of feel like maybe this charity approach might have been my way of kind of helping, being a part of it in some strange kind of crazy way, maybe. I'm not sure. My friend's father died a few years ago now. And that was another similar situation where me and the father were very, very, very good friends. And we'd spent a lot of nights together talking and playing music. And and they went through the Marie Curie at the time to kind of get some help and support, and they had been incredibly helpful. But again, it was kind of like, I don't know, it's difficult to say really. It's a very personal thing when people are going through these type of times, you know. Loss can affect everyone in a very, very, very different way. And for some, it can be the end of a very long reign of pain, you know. For some, you know, for me, when my mother passed, I hadn't seen her in so many years. I don't know. It was a very strange passing. I felt more connected to some of the people that had passed that I was connected to, you know, my friend's father and my friend's mother, especially my friend's father, because, like I said, we used to spend many a nights playing music and such, and But that's again, that's not really, that's a friendship. You know. Anyway, I'm doing the Marie Curie as my way of support and showing my care for these people. Um, so I thought I'd do the charity walk with John, and every day we kind of we get people donating jokes as well as money. We get people donating jokes from all over the world. We've had them from Texas in America, Cincinnati in America. We've had some from France. We've had some from Germany. We've had some from the Netherlands. We've had some from England, obviously. And it's been really, really wonderful to kind of get this support from everybody. And it helps. It helps in a way to kind of put this document together. I've had my brush with the end of life. I have been in a hospital, and I have died in the hospital, and died for a short period of time, and recovered. And been saved by the amazing doctors in the King's College in London. And it took a few years to recover from that. In some situations, I'd probably say I'm still kind of recovering from it. So John approached me about doing this, and I jumped at it. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. And I don't know if he really thought that I would be doing all this videoing and such. He'd seen me videoing in the park for my drawing channel. And we need something there, don't we? And it became a very lovely situation, to be honest. I was only in the hospital for a very short time, but the things that happened in that short time were very, very, very much life-changing, you know. And it does make you see that life is a very fragile thing. It is truly a very, very fragile thing. And the loss can be a very painful thing for many, many, many people also. It's even yesterday there was there used to be a very old dog that used to come to the park, and the very old dog was called Oliver. And it was a very old dog, and it kind of plodded its way through, come up to all the young dogs, and it would kind of take a biscuit, and it would plod off. And that dog was always there. He was always there, plodding away with his owner. And recently that dog also passed. And once you've had a pet for a very, very long time, it can also be a very difficult thing for people to deal with. And the highlight was that yesterday he turned up with his his new puppy. And although you can't really do that with a person, you can't really replace the loss of a person. We are lucky in the fact that we can kind of get a new puppy to ease the pain. And the new puppy was called Barney, and it was a delightful thing to see. And in time, Barney will take the place of what has been lost. But with people, we kind of go through this long painful time of loss. So the Marie Curie is a fantastic group that try to ease some of that pain. And I will put a link below to John Mansell, who is my walking partner, and I'm hoping that you will have a thought about coming and supporting. And you can donate anything that you feel you wish to. Don't feel, I think when you jump on, they hit you with a big tag of donate £30, but you can just adjust that and put whatever you want. Put 50p if you want. You know, we kind of made a joking video that I think last month there was 28,500 people that were watching the drawing channel, which is incredible. And we were kind of joking around that wouldn't it be great if 28,000 people all put 50 pence? Well, I didn't mean today's video to sound so kind of down, but you know, as John said, it is going to affect all of us at some point. A very sad realization, really. Let's try and squeeze that. I had this idea of putting a dog in there, but maybe I can kind of do something like that. Yeah, okay. Sorry while I talk to myself there. And as usual, these drawings are not planned. I had an idea to do a man walking a dog, but that was the end of the plan, as it were. I was like, I don't really sketch it out or plan it out in any way. So it's all very fresh when it comes down. When it comes down to the final drawing, it's a very lovely, fresh feeling, and I really love that about a lot of my drawings, that there is this kind of freshness to it. And that is what keeps me excited. It keeps me alive. It keeps me ticking along. This kind of freshness about it all. And you know, I've gone through years and years, as you've seen with my recent videos, of all the old cartoon shows that I've been part of, and they are very, very tightly planned and very tightly controlled by the design and by what is happening, by color, by shadows, by everything, you know. And so it's quite a beautiful freedom, really, to have this style of drawing where I can just kind of let my mind wander and say, well, maybe he's holding the lead up, you know, maybe he's got one hand down, maybe he's holding the lead up, like come on, boop, 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 like that type of thing. And then I can just draw that, or I could say, well, I don't really like the idea of that. I want the hand to be And that is part of the excitement of drawing in this way, and the pleasure of drawing this way. And I wouldn't change it for the world, as they say. And I love also that I can kind of draw fingers and in some kind of bendy construction. And the freedom of it is what I love. I love this whole kind of freedom of doing whatever my heart desires. So the recent videos have been really quite a nice throwback. I've been going back through my past animation shows and kind of talking about which country I made them in, and a lot of them were, 90% of the shows that I made were all made in Far East countries. At the time when English animation, English, Irish, European animation was kind of like becoming too difficult, too expensive, and a lot of studios were looking at Far East countries to make it happen. It had started off, I think it was in Japan, and it went to the Philippines for a long time, and then it started to go to India and China. And as the competition happened, let's get a brush. I think this is one of my favorite brushes. Look at that. I don't know why, but it just seems to have such a life. It really has this beautiful way of just doing whatever it wants. And I love that. I love the way it just takes control almost of the line. Right, well, I really should have drawn the lead coming down from there. Okay, I'll draw it in now, and I'll delete those little bits of white. See, I do make mistakes. What a lovely face. I mean, I love the way that it just appears, It's like there's no plan there, and you put down an eye and you put down another eye, and then you go, well, your second brain is saying, well, do the nose like that, or do the lips like that, and I absolutely love it. I love this freedom of my style of drawing. And it has become a great pleasure in my life to draw in such a free style. Let's make him quite because the man is kind of looking quite reactive, It's like he's reacting to something that is going on, and maybe it's because the dog is quite growly and nasty, maybe. You see, this is all just thought out as we talk. And giving the dog a nice kind of shabby haircut. Lovely. Oh, I don't have much space to put my name. Now, I've only really known John since I've had my dog. You know, he's not like an old friend or anything. I mean, now he's become an old friend. And that's, one of the beautiful things also about having a dog and having to take it to the park is you do meet so. Sorry, that was the postman. Still getting so many letters for people that lived in this house years and years and years ago. So many years ago. And I still get letters for them. And now with all the laws of the stupid English laws, it's like I cannot stop it. It can only be the person um, whose mail it is can stop it. Which is very ridiculous, to be honest. So the postman woke you up, did he, Mr. Miro? Mr. Miro was fast asleep. You know that this walk has actually been very good for him. It has kind of brought a lot more kind of people out in the walk, and we do meet a lot more people walking their dogs and such, and it's been a lovely experience. And Miro has met so many different new friends. It's been delightful. And as I said, I think we've done about 80 kilometers already, which is quite an incredible feat, really, if you think about it. I mean, you kind of see these things and you do them day by day, and it mounts up quite amazingly. In the same way that now I'm approaching 3,000 videos on the channel. 3,000 videos. It's like, wow, my God. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very, very proud of my walking achievements and my video achievements. I'm very, very, very proud of it. The fact that you can watch 3,000 of my videos at any time you wish. And, generally I think they're quite good. There's been a few crap ones, but I think generally they're quite good, being able to watch a drawing being put together and hear a little bit about my exciting life. Oh dear. My life is definitely not exciting now. It's quite a simple life, which is it in itself is beautiful. The fact that I can actually just take the time to put a drawing together. Which I guess in many cases other people find difficult to do. They have a lot of restrictions, and I feel rather lucky. Right, I think I need that brush again. I think I kind of just need a little bit of looseness there. I kind of feel like there's something happening there with his feet. There's a nice kind of tag to that. Put his boots in the bottom. He's got his big kind of walking boots, as most of the dog walkers have at this point. Right, well I'm going to have to squeeze my name in somewhere else. I'm going to have to squeeze my name in up the top somewhere here. And I've never signed at the top, I don't think. I don't think I've ever signed at the top before, have I? And that was today's walk. Today's charity walk drawing. And I hope it will inspire everybody to give me 50p. Way. And it has been an absolute pleasure to draw for you. Let's put a little kind of tag on his shirt. For Marie Curie, which would be a nice little touch, won't it? And their symbol actually is a flower. The logo is kind of like a white and yellow, a yellow and blue flower. And they gave us like a tag, a bandana at some point to help. And that is today's drawing of a man taking his dog for a walk in the charity walk theme. And we're going to frame that drawing now. And we hope that we will raise, we have already raised £530, I think it was last night, which I am over the moon with. I am extremely pleased and proud, as is John. But as with every charity, you can never raise too much. So as I explained, I will leave a link below if anybody wishes to support us in any way. You will be greatly appreciated. And that for you is today's lovely drawing. How lovely is that? Wonderful. Wonderful. Today's drawing was a man walking his dog for the Marie Curie 100-kilometer charity walk. So, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed today's drawing. If you did enjoy today's drawing, please subscribe. I do a drawing almost every day, and they're always different. You never know what's coming until it happens. So, thank you very, very, very much, and I will see you again very, very, very soon. Bye bye.